I was planning to configure the VPN. Regarding the other labs, guys, I'll share you the commands so you can do from your side. So right now we are going to configure IPv4 site-to-site VPN, guys. Okay, so do you want to see the topology? I'll share you the topology. Let me share you the topology. So I'm sharing in the Teams now. Please have a look here. The topology is shared in the Teams, so please watch that. Okay, so accordingly, I'm going to configure it now. Okay, so right now this is my server. This is not the office server. Because morning, what is the issue? Because it's not taking the IP address from my internet. Because I have configured DHCP, so the automatically it should take the IP address. So I thought to give manually. So to give the manual address, so I should go to the root access, then configure a few basic things takes time. For the reasons I couldn't able to do the lab morning sessions in my server. So now I'm going to start the lab sessions for the VPN. So in my server, so let me do this. So topology is shared with you. So we can see this is my server, guys. So Fortinet, we can see. So I installed the list of Fortinet firewalls. You can see version 7 is the latest one. Okay, FGRT, FMG. This is a gateway. This is this thing. Let me take the gateway. One built-in version 6, 21, 22. Yeah. So let me take this guy. Okay. So I want totally how much? I want two this thing. Let me increase my CPU to, and this I will increase to 2024. We can able to see, right? So like if even if you want, let's edit this, take it red one. Okay, so I want how many? Three routers. Okay. So I want three routers. I will take this two each, and each one I will take 2 GB of RAM. Okay, so now I can see this is my R1 and this is my R2. This is my R3. Okay, so this is the I'm going to configure the site-to-site VPN. So in Fortinet firewall. So let's do the connections. So let me connect to this. Port 1 I have connected to the router 1. Okay, and port 2 I will connect to the router 3. And this port 1 I will connect to this gigabyte 0. And this port I will connect to gigabytes 1. Okay, so this is my connection, guys. So we have configured base as per the requirement we have connected. Okay, the IP address is very simple. We can see right on the topology. The IP address is shared. So let me on this all device. Okay, so it's getting booted now. So as you know that it's not as fast as the Office server because it takes time to boot. Okay, so we can see I'm going to configure the VPN. So let me check whether I have some issues with my firewall. Let me open this guy. is quite very slow compared to the Office one. You can see, guys, I'll show you the console because it's loading, right? Totally 1, 2, 5 devices are running. So we can see some. Let me minimize this. See here, this graphic it shows means it's consuming more CPU, right? Can you see the end? It's consuming more CPU. So let me increase the font size. Yes, Diksha.
FORTINET ಅದು ಅವಾಗ್ಲೇ ಎರರ್ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ.
Now it's working. So please
Yes, sir.
connect it now. Please try to sync with me, Diksha.
Okay, sir.
Please connect it fast.
The same topology.
Yeah, same topology.
Okay.
Okay. So I log in, Diksha, you can see, right? So I log into
Yes,
my
sir. Yes.
this first firewall. So let me log into my this another firewall. Okay, so I can able to log in, guys. Can see, right? Guys, are you there? Ashwita, Rukhaya, Preeti, Poonam, Vaishnavi, Pavitra. Where is
Yes, sir,
Pavitra? I
we're
have
there,
not
sir.
seen Pavitra since morning. Pavitra, are you there?
Pavitra is not there, sir.
Yes, she has not come today.
No, sir.
Okay. Okay, so can we start doing the lab, guys? Okay, so this is my set configure. Configure check. So first thing is, guys, let's change the host name so that we'll not get any confusions. Right now, I'm into the firewall 2 now. Okay, so how to change this thing, guys? So configure system global. Okay, right now I enter into the global, set host name. So I will give FortiGate firewall 2. Okay, so this is my FortiGate firewall 2. Okay, then end. So as you can see, so I can able to right now I'm into the this thing. So let me change this other one also. Okay, so configure system global, set host name, FortiGate firewall. Sorry, this is one, I think. Firewall. Okay, so then you and it's a case sensitive, guys. Please remember, guys, it's a case sensitive because I was trying to give the N, capital M, unknown action. So if you give small, so it will come out from the global configuration mode. Okay, if you check the system, get system information, okay, system status, so we can see what time we are standalone, what time we are logging. So application is yes, the space is 92 GB has been occupied. Okay, license is valid. Okay, so same command you check from your side and try to figure it out, get system status. So it will show you whether it is a valid license or not. Okay, the release version is GA, high availability mode standalone. So number of administrator domain 10. Okay, group are 10. Name I have changed. Okay, BIOS is 4002. Fortinet and inbuilt version is version 6.4.2. Okay, so this is the configuration part. So let's start doing the configuration of your VPN. So using IQ map, we'll do it. So first we'll complete the firewall basic concept because it has connected to the two ports for the each. Okay, so let's configure from the first one the this thing. So what we have to configure? First, configure with the IP address. So let's start doing the config for the first firewall. Okay, so we can see right we can see my screen, right, guys? Okay, share the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we can see my screen, right? The first thing is what I'm going to do. So configure system interface. Okay, so first we have to configure for the interface. Okay, so what you have to configure for the port 1. Right now I'm in firewall 1, which is left side on your screen, right? So what you have to configure first? Edit port 1. Okay, so what you want to do? Set mode static IP. Okay. Set mode. It's not taking. Edit port 1. Check. Configure system. Configure for the interface. Configure system interface. Right now we have entered the interface, edit port 1. Okay, so port 1, what we have to do, set mode not taking the static speed description alias follow access set IP. So let's try to give directly the IP address. Let's see set IP. The IP address what as per the topology, guys. So I'm going to assign 192.168.101/24. Okay, so set allow ping. Not only that, I want to assign for HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, telnet. Telnet is not working. Let's see. Let it allow all. Okay, so this is my port number 1. So as per the topology, I'm going. So now port number 2, which is connected for middle router. For that, I want to assign the IP address now. So what next? So type next. Okay, to come back to interface. So now edit port 2. Edit port 2. So here, I think set mode command is not working. Okay, so directly we can assign the IP address. Okay, so IP. So for this IP address for this thing is for router 2 network as per we can see topology, guys. So 101.1.1.1. Okay, 1.100. Okay, /24. We are not given set because sometimes I'll get confused. Can you notice here? So how will I assign the IP address in Cisco? That I'm trying to give IP address directly, right? So in the PALO, in FORTINET firewall, the commands are different. Now it's taking, right? So now set allow to access ping HTTP, HTTPS, SSH. Okay, so we have done this. Okay, now what you have to do? So go to the firewall. So we are going to configure your default routing here from this side. So to configure the VPN, so right, we are going to create the tunnel between the two FORTINET firewall, guys. Okay, so from firewall, first firewall, that is firewall 1, which I'm in. So I'm going to configure your default. I'm going to configure your default routing. Okay, so how to do that? So right now I'm the port 1 now. Just come back. So now you're going to configure router static. Configure. I think this will not work. I think this is the word firewall which I took. Most of the commands I don't think so is going to work because router is not the system. Route is there. Means this which firewall I had taken Okay, it is a old one which I took. Okay, that's the reason it's not allowing you to configure the router. See, router command doesn't exist here. Okay, for that, what we have to do, guys? We have to change the router. To change the router, what we have to do? Entire topology I should shut down, then take new one, then connect it. Okay, otherwise we can't do it. This lab VPN. Fine. So let's do that. What I'm going to do, just stop these all devices. Okay, so let me delete this guy. So as you can see, I will take the latest FORTINET. Let me see which is the latest one. 7. Let's take this guy. 1, 2. Take 2 GB. 2 CPU. This is FORTINET terminal. So let's see. So let's see. Same thing, just I'm connecting. Morning, how I connected just now. So if it takes long time, it just refresh the page, guys. Whenever you got it's loading, it takes time. So just refresh the page. Oh, this one also is getting error. Error code. Message. So let's start one by one. Okay, so let's see whether the commands, because router's command is not working. The previous firewall, what we took, the version 1. So let's check with this thing. I think for Office router firewall, I think it works because morning we did, right? The OSPF static default routing. Okay, so let's. Okay, so admin system is rebooting. First, we'll check the commands. So then we'll do the lab. Otherwise, everything we configured because it takes time. Okay, so let's check with this guy. Okay, whether we can configure system interface, whether we can able to configure this now. Let me change the first router name. Directly will assign the IP address. Configure system interface. Okay. Edit port number 1. Okay. So then set. Okay, so here mode is working, guys. Can you see here? Means this firewall is perfect what you have taken. Okay, so less than this. Okay, we'll give static IP address for this. Okay, set IP. What is IP we have here? I think for this one, port number 1. Okay, towards first router. You can see this facing router. I'm assigning the IP address. The IP address is so 192.168.101.1/24. Okay, so set allow to ping HTTP, HTTPS, and SSH. Okay, so we are done with this one. So so now you configure the what we have to configure routing. Okay, router static. So now here this is working now. Fine. For other side, we are not given the IP address yet, so we'll give the IP address. Okay, so now enter. Now we enter to the global configuration mode. So first edit 1. So edit 1, what you want to do? So set destination. So any destination, any mask. Okay, I want to configure. Okay, so this I want to set for the device for the port 2. Port 2 is connected to the middle router. Fine, guys. It is connected to your middle router. So for the still we are not given the IP address for that, so we'll give the IP address for that. Okay, so set distance 1. Yes, set gateway. Gateway is 101.1.1.1. So as for the IP address, I'm assigning just you can see. Okay. Then done. So this is the default what we configured. So we are not configured for the port 2 for this firewall IP address. So meanwhile, what we'll do? So I will on these all devices, guys. Let it boot. Okay. At the same time, we'll configure the port 2 IP address. Okay, port 2 IP address is 101.1.1.100. Okay, so let's configure. 35 minutes. Let me connect the charger. Laptop charger is down now. Connect it. Okay. So let me start. So how to configure this thing, guys? Just go to config system interface. Okay. So edit. Port 2. So port 2, we are not given the IP address, which is the middle router. We can see, right? But this port, we are not given the IP address. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, so what is our IP address for this? Set mode static. We are assigned the statically IP address. Okay, set IP. This is 101.1.1.100/24. Okay, so then set allow. So ping, we are going to allow for the ping HTTP HTTPS and SSH. I think telnet also it work here. Okay, even we can try to do the telnet as well. Fine. So let's move on. So we are done with the firewall configuration. If you want to check how to check, I think we are not given the host name for this FortiGate, the KUM is showing, right? So how to give this IP address? Go to system global, set host name. I will give FortiNet, FortiGate, FortiGate firewall 1. Okay, this is my firewall 1. Okay, so now and so now we can see it has been changed now. Fine. So how to check this interface? Show system interface. So we can see the first port we have assigned. You can see, right? It is showing, right? The second port we have assigned the IP address for. Okay, 100, 101, 1.1.100. Okay, so this is the IP address I assigned. Okay, so remaining all the other ports, I'm not going to use it as of now. Okay, so what is next now? If you check the static routing, so it is nothing is it has configured. Show a router static. So we can see, so statics has been configured because distance 1 with the port number 2. As you can see, the port number 2 is connected to the middle router, right? You can see the topology. Okay, the port number 2, it is connected to the middle router. Okay, so if you check one more command, show system interface, give the question mark. So it will show you, okay, which are the things we have configured port 1 and 2. Statically, we assign the IP address, which is up now. Okay, so tunnel still you're not up now, because still we are not yet configure your VPN configuration. Okay, if you check one more command, get morning, what we did, info, get router information, routing table on. So as we can see, we have configured the default route, right? Asterisk map default, right? Can you see here? We have configured with the port number 1 with the default. Okay, so still we are not connected to the any other this thing IP address all in that. So let's configure that. So let's configure from the router perspective. Guys, please remember this is my R1, this is my R2, and central one is your R3. Please don't get confused. So we can see the topology, guys. So your left side is R1, right side is R2, and center is one where R3. Okay, so don't get confused here. So first I'll configure this R1 now. So let me change my color setting. Okay, so this guy still is loading. So at the same time, so let me open this guy. Okay, so everything is open here. So let's start with my first router. This is my R1. So go to global configuration mode, give the host name. This is my R1. So R1, what is I should configure first IP address. So what is IP address? This guy is 101.100. So let's configure this. So interface gigabytes 0/1. So 0/1, I have to give the IP address. You know what done first. So IP address 192.168, and this is 101.100. Okay, so okay, so I'm going to configure my default routing as well here from here. Okay, so go via. Okay, so 101, that is my gateway, which is connected to the FORTINET firewall, guys. Okay, so this is my R1, show IP route. Okay, the static routing configured. So now you configured for cancel. I think we opened right already. So this is my R2. Okay, so how to configure these gigabytes? This is connected gigabit 0/0. You can see on my topology, guys, because their topology, it is fast Ethernet. So my topology is gigabytes here. So I'm going to assign the IP address first now. So what is IP address? This is the 102. Okay, this is my 102. So IP address 192.168. Sorry, 2.1. Okay, so give no shut. IP route, I'll give default. Okay, so my gateway is 192.168. 102.1. Okay, this is the gateway for the my FORTINET firewall 2, which we are not not we opened yet now. So we'll open and we'll configure that one. Okay, so now I'll open my R3, which is my this is my R3. Configuration mode, host name, this is my R3. So here I have to configure two IPs here, right? Because in the middle router, right, it is connected for your firewall 2 and firewall 1. Okay, so first I will configure your gigabytes interface gigabyte 0/0. Okay, so IP address. So IP address for this is 101.1.1.1. This is my class C. Correct? Yeah. Okay, so give me no shut.
Sir,
Yes.
what is the command for giving host name in Fortinet?
Go to configure system global.
Sir, global work ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ.
You've given for gig for serial, you haven't. No, give for serial.
Just end, press end. Where are you now? Just type end. I'll show you that. Please check on the screen. Okay. Once I complete this, just I will assign the IP address here. Then I'll go to the firewall 2. Okay. Then I will show you that. There we can see.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Okay. Because firewall 2, I have not given any host name. So I'll give right away. Okay. So now another IP address is exit interface gigabyte 0/1. Okay, so this IP address is 102.1.1.1 is 255.255. Okay, so wrongly we assigned the IP address because it should be the class C. This is the correct. Okay, so we have assigned the wrong IP address for gigabytes 0/0. Okay, so no IP address. IP address 101.1.1.1. Wildcard mask we have given wrong. Okay, now we do the no shot. Show IP interface brief. So we can see, so right now it's perfectly configured. So as per the topology, we can see, so rightly we have configured. So now I'll show you as you asked, right? So I not yet open, but yeah. So let me open this. This is my firewall 2. Okay, so hardening, password test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I can able to log in now. So please, Disha, please check here how to give. Okay, configure system global. Okay, it will take you to the global configuration mode. Now set host name, FortiGate. Okay, firewall 2. This is my firewall 2. Right?
Sir, we are not getting, sir.
I think that firewall, which version firewall you have taken, I need to check that.
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಬೇರೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿರೋದು.
You check other one. It will work. RS, please continue with this thing. Name doesn't matter. We
Okay,
can
sir.
check later. Okay, later on we can check. Just for changing name, because again, if you check other router, again it takes long time. Okay, so now this firewall 2, which is connected to interface, middle router, router 3 and router 2 connected. Okay, so let's configure this. So configure system interface. When you want to configure with the interface, give the command config system interface. Okay, so now edit port 1, set mode static. Okay, I set IP. So what is IP for this? You can see what is IP? Where is topology? Let me see the topology. Okay, this is 192.168.1.10. Okay, the IP address for this is 192.168 110.1/24. Okay, then I'll allow for all ping. Okay, HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, Telnet. Okay. So now this is my port 1. So port 1 is connected to my router 2, and port 2 is connected to the router 3. Okay, so I have to configure now. Okay, so let's do that. Next. Okay. Edit port 2. Okay, now I am enter the port 2. Set mode static. Okay, set IP. So this IP for this is 102.1.1.100. Okay. Set access ping telnet HTTP, HTTPS, SSL. Okay, so we are done with this one. So let's configure here. In this router, just try to just configure your routing protocol. So config router static edit one set destination any network, any mask. Sorry. Okay. And this is for which interface, which port? This is for port 2. This is for your port 2. Okay. And set distance is same. And gateway for this one is 101, the 102. 102.1.1.1. We are done with the system. So show system interface. We can see. So as per the requirement, just we configure here port 1 and 2 with the following configurations. We can see we configured the IP address. Okay, the IP address for this. So we are allowed to do the pinging, SSH, everything we are allowed. And for the port 2 also, we have configured with the these all parameters. Okay. So if you check this thing, only static show router static. So we have configured with the static for this port number, right? So we are configured with the port number. So if you type show system interface question mark, we can see static routing has been enabled for the port 1 and 2. The following interface. Right? So if we check how to check the routing protocol, okay, one more command that is, I think I told you already this one. So get router info routing table all. So as we can see, we are configured with the default route. So now I think for the router 3, I think can router 2, you should be able to ping, right? So how to check? So execute not from this router, from router 1. Okay, this is my router 1. Admin. So I can execute ping. So I should be able to ping 192.168.101.100. Okay, so I can have the reachability. Right. So let me check.
ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋ ರೌಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ 2 ಫೈರ್ ವಾಲ್ಸ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆಯಲ್ಲ ರೌಟರ್ಗೆ ಆ ರೌಟರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಕನ್ಫಿಗರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಾ?
Which router? Center router.
Yes sir.
I see center router I not configured. Yes, I configured only IP address. Just I configured the IP address. Only
No
I
routing protocol.
No routing protocol. Routing protocol I have configured for R1 and R2.
Okay sir.
So 192.
Default, right?
Vishnu?
Default routing in routers.
Yeah, default.
Okay sir.
So 102.1.1.1. Okay, so even I can reach to this router. So now check for FORTINET 2. So execute ping. So I should be able to reach it. Let's see. 192.168.102.1. So I can reach, right? Means these two routers, this everything, they have the communication right now. So even if you check other command from center router interface 101.1.1.100. Okay, so I have the reachability. Means this network also have reachability from this firewall. Okay, so let's check. Directly connected also definitely looping, right? It is, this IP is directly connected. Okay. So now we check from this thing firewall, guys, from the router perspective. Okay, so it's not going to ping. Okay, so for that we have to do some configurations. That we'll do it now. As we can see, let's check from R1 and R2. Okay, from R1 will ping to this and R2 to this ping. Okay, let's do, this is my R1. So I want to ping, so 192.168, okay, 102.100. Means I can't reach to my other network. Okay, 102, guys, 102 is my this network. 102 is my this network. Even if you check from this router, this is my R2. If I ping to this router, so it's not going to ping. So ping 192.168. Okay, so it's not going to replay. Fine. So now we're going to configure your VPN from the first firewall. Okay, so please pay attention, guys. Here I'm going to explain the firewall from your FORTINET firewall. Okay, so this is my FortiGate firewall 1. Okay, so configure, we can see, if you give the question mark, we can see the list of commands, right? We can see the VPN configuration is exist in this router. We can see, right? So VPN is there. So configure VPN. Okay, then if you type about question mark, so which are the protocol for VPN? Right, these are the list of protocols we can able to configure, like IPsec, okay, L2TP, okay, OC VPN, okay, and P2P, P2TP, and SSL. So right now we are going to use your IPsec. Okay, this is my IPsec, and this is my phase 1. Okay, 1 second, guys. Okay, so this is my phase 1. So now I'm going to edit the phase 1 now. Edit. Phase 1. It should face to the FortiNet, this one, na? 40, because spelling I have not given wrong. FW-2, because phase 1, it is going to make the tunnel to firewall 2. Right now I am in firewall 1, guys. Okay, so in this we have to make the entry. So it's a case sensitive. That's the reason, like even I have given the wrong spelling for the FortiGate. So I have given FORTIGET firewall 2. Okay, so in this we are going to make an entry. Okay, what we have to make an entry? Okay, set interface port number 2, because it has to go via port number 2 only, right? Right now I'm in firewall 1. Okay, so set Okay, local gateway. Local gateway is IP address is 1.1.100. Okay, set pair type is any pair, because right now it's all are directly connected. So set proposal the destination MD5 authentication to destination SS here SHA-1. Okay, then set PHGRP5. Set remote gateway IP address is 102.1.1.100. That is your R2 routers. Okay, set PSK secret FORTINET. Okay, this is a secret key, guys, where it has to match. And so this is the configuration of your firewall 1. So now firewall, so not yet completed, still we have to do the same thing for your firewall 3 as well. Check.
We have to do routing in the middle router also, right?
No, it's directly connected, na?
No, sir. The two firewalls is not directly connected.
Yeah, that will do. Not coming means just will do a simple configuration.
But it is pinging for you.
This directly connect is pinging. These two are pinging. Yeah, already showed you, right? It's pinging.
Okay.
Okay. So now, so configure VPN. So we'll take IPsec phase 2. Now we'll do it for the phase 2. So in phase 2, same thing. We are going to do the edit phase 2, and for this FortiGate firewall 2. So here we are going to configure your what? Okay, set phase name. Okay, phase name FortiGate 2. Then set proposal. Set proposal MD5 is not null. SHA-1. Okay. Set keep alive. Keep alive enable. Set SRC. No. Subnet. So I want to connect 192.168. 101.0. This network I want to connect. .0. Okay, so this is done. So now we have to tell which is inside and what we have to tell to the firewall, inside and outside. How we are configuring in Cisco, right? Okay, firewall address. You have to tell the firewall addressing that. So how to do that? Edit inside. So inside what we have to do? Set subnet 168 101.0 Wi-Fi 255 And next. So next what you have to configure, edit tools. Yes, even like this, I don't know why. You can give edit to also. Okay, set subnets. Set subnets 192.68.0. So now we have to create the policy, guys. Configure firewall policy. To set name edit one. Is set name inside S2S VPN. Okay, set SRC F. Port 1. This is set. Okay, so one more is source, one more is destination. Destination is DST. This is for the port 2. Okay, then set SRC address inside. Is set destination EST AS 2S set action IPsec. We are going to configure the IPsec protocol. Set schedule always. Okay, set service on. Okay, set inbound enable. Set VPN tunnel phase 1 to FORTINET 2. So automatically it is taken, right? Let's see. Now and if you check show VPN, okay, IPsec phase 1. We can see. So we have configured. It has created some crypto encrypted formatted. You can see, right? So everything is perfectly we configured. So as per the topology given. Okay, so now you can see this list of, you want to check more details. For the phase 2 also we can check. This is for the phase 2 what we configured. Okay, if you want to check show firewall address. So these are the list of things you can see what we configured, right? You go through it to from here. Yeah, so here we configure up to this part we are configured. Okay, so this is the only firewall 1 we configured this. So now we have to do it for your firewall 2. This is my firewall 2. Admin test 1, 2, 3. Okay, so this is my firewall 2. So here I have to configure over the same configuration. What I configured, same thing I had to configure here. Okay, so let's configure this. So config VPN IPsec phase 1. Okay. So here edit phase 1 40 GT 40 firewall 1. Okay. So this is because it's facing to firewall 1, right? Okay. Then set interface for the port 2. And set local gateway is 102.1. Okay. Set peer type is any. Okay. Set proposal destination MD5 SHA1. Set DH5. Set remote gateway is 101.1. Okay. Set PSK secret is FORTINET. So yeah, this is for the phase 1. So same thing we configure for the phase 2. Configure VPN IPsec phase 2. So here I'm going to just to created this thing. So now we have to edit phase 2 dash get dash firewall dash 1. Okay, so now we have to set phase 1 name, phase 1 name to 14. Automatically it's taking, right? Can you see here? It's taking automatically. Okay, so now set PALO enable. Set security subnet. Okay, source subnet is 192.168.102.0 network. Okay, drag this video. Okay, and set destination DST. Destination should be 192.168.101.0. Okay. So phase 2 also we have done it. So now configure firewall address. Okay. So this is last configurations. Edit inside. So what we have to edit here? So we have to tell them. So set subnet 192.168.102.0. Okay. Next. So edit S2S. S2S means side to side, guys. Don't get confused. Okay. Set subnets 192.168. The separate mask and name. So now we have to configure your firewall policy. The firewall policy, what you have to configure? The first thing is edit 1. So what we have to apply the conditions? Okay, set name inside side to side. Okay, set SRC source is INTF. for the port 1. Okay, then destination is port number 2. DST, 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 INITF. INTF. This is for my port 2. Okay, set SRC. Address inside. DST address. Site to site. Set service. Set schedule always. Okay, set action. IPsec. Set inbound. So automatically it's taking. Means perfectly we are configuring. Check the show VPN. Show VPN to IPsec phase 1. You can see, so as we configured everything perfectly, right? So it's working fine. So now check for phase 2. Okay, so for the phase 2 also we are configured. So source is 102 network, destination network is your 101 network. Okay. So if you check show firewall policy,
Time ಆಯ್ತು sir.
sorry, time is gone. Now it is 5:40.
Yes, sir.
No, almost we are done. Just need to check testing.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Now check from my R1. Okay, I think this is my R1. Ping. So ping to my destination is 192.168.102.100. 1.100 or 1.1. Let's check what is the IP address for this router. Okay, it's 100 of it's up. Then currently we are assigned. Repeat 100. Let's see. So we can go, guys. So tomorrow we'll meet you guys. Okay, so meanwhile, so I'll check it out.
Sir, why you have taken repeat 100?
So 100 times it will repeat. Because usually if you ping, only 4 echo packets will send, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you type 100 means 100 times you try to ping. Because of first name we form this one, right? Tunnel. Okay, so it takes time to come up because firewall. I need to check like it takes time to come up the VPN tunnel. Okay. Okay, guys. So you can see tomorrow I will come to the office. We will see you tomorrow. Fine, guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so let me. Please.